Kim Jong-un aims to break America's ties with the South, she says. He's using the games to buy time for his nuclear program.
There is one school of thought which says that they fundamentally just want self-defense. They looked at what happened to Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi, and they decided that will never be us. We will never give up our weapons program, and therefore nobody will be able to attack us. But there's another view, and that view is that ultimately they want nuclear weapons in order to achieve what has always been North Korea's objective, which is to bring South Korea to its knees and to drive the United States off the peninsula.
She's a former North Korean spy and a mass killer. Kim Jong-wi put a bomb on a South Korean jetliner months before the 1988 Seoul Olympics. It exploded, killing all 115 on board. She was caught and named the man who gave her orders. Kim Jong-il, the father of today's leader, Kim Jong-un.
Your goal was destroy the plane, destroy the Olympics.
Yes, I was a robot, she says, brainwashed. South Korea was our enemy. She was sentenced to death for the bombing, but pardoned by South Korea. She lives in hiding today, fearing Kim will kill her, a traitor in his eyes, who completed her mission, but turned on the regime.
「サイレンが鳴った後にどういう行動したらいいかっていうのはやっぱり分からなかったところだったので、その辺が地下に潜る、あとは5分以内に逃げれる場所を探すっていうのは分かったところかなと思ってます。
And at an international security forum, the nation's defense chief used some strong words to warn Pyongyang against using nukes to attack Seoul or Washington.
North Korea will be wiped off the world map should it use nuclear weapons on South Korea or the United States. That's what South Korea's Defense Minister Song Yong-moo confidently stated on Monday at a security forum in Singapore. When asked whether Pyongyang has a coercive purpose to its nuclear weapons program, Minister Song said the North attacking South Korea or the U.S. won't happen for real, and that the nuclear development program is just a part of the Kim Jong-un regime's propaganda strategy. He stressed that it's, quote, anachronistic to say Pyongyang will use its nuclear weapons, but added, if it does, then the regime will be erased off the world map.
We decided to spend our time with the United States Air Force, specifically in the Pacific Theater, because we felt that that was the best way for us to get an understanding of how the United States was prepared to fight, if it should ever come to that, with North Korea. We first headed over to Kunsan Air Force Base in South Korea, which lies less than 200 miles away from the DMZ. And there, that's the home of the 8th Fighter Wing. They're known as the Wolf Pack. The mission of the 8th Fighter Wing is to protect and defend the base, Kunsan Air Force Base. To accept fallen forces, that means accepting other assets from other bases should they fall or should there be any kind of potential conflict in some of the other bases in South Korea. And the third mission is to take the fight to the north.
There was hope the run-up to North Korea's participation in the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics would be smooth sailing, but another hiccup came late Monday night. Out of the blue, the North called off a joint cultural event scheduled to be held at Mount Kumgang to celebrate the first Olympics on Korean soil in 30 years.
From the joint Korean women's ice hockey team to the agreement to walk together during the opening and closing ceremonies of the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, everything looked to be in order with the biggest international winter sporting event just 10 days away. However, in a telegram notification sent to South Korea at just past 10 p.m. on Monday, the North said it had canceled the planned joint cultural event set to take place at Mount Kumgang on February 4th. According to South Korea's Unification Ministry, the North cited what it claimed to be biased media reports about the upcoming event, adding it had no choice but to cancel because South Korean media continued to insult what North Korea called sincere measures regarding the Winter Olympics. The ministry said the North took issue with the media reports about its internal event, referring to reports about the regime's military parade marking the 70th anniversary of its military on February 8th, the day before the Winter Games kick off. Reports in South Korea have been saying that instead of an earlier projection of 13,000 military personnel and civilians taking place, there will now be around 50,000. The ministry expressed its disappointment, noting that the North's decision may undermine what it had earlier called a hard-earned chance to improve inter-Korean ties.